Okay, hello and welcome to Pixel Plays Mass Effect Andromeda Part 2. Just try to show off hoodie a bit more, although I don't think I'd actually go out like in public with the hoodie zipped up all the way like this. It would probably scare some people. Huh. Anyway, I've gotten past the first loading thing, which actually was a bit faster this time. Um, and fortunately because it's in window mode, I can actually just go back and forth between OBS and the game fairly easily, so we got that. It's interesting that like my test stream actually seemed to get more viewers than the actual like N7 day. Um, so anyway, I've gotten to the final part of Lore Runner's stream of Mass Effect 3. I kind of want to watch a stream of Andromeda, which is actually like a blind playthrough in that case. Um, uh, though I also kind of want to wait. Yeah, I kind of want to wait until I've played through this. I might like be watching it kind of concurrently. Maybe I don't know. Um, only going up to like where I'm at. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, so one thought I've had just about the Mass Effect series in general, and kind of like the direction I kind of wanted to go. Um, Anyway, I watched a video by like Matt Jarbo, who is like or Mundane Matt, um, maybe formerly known as Mundane Matt, because I think he just went to his regular name now. Um, but he did a video on like N7 Day, and I can't quite agree with like all everything he said, but it's kind of funny that like he says like they should just cancel Dragon Age 4 and work on Mass Effect 4 or Andromeda 2 or whatever the heck doing a new one. I'm not so sure about that, personally. Like, Dragon Age is actually, like, currently going pretty strong. Like, Inquisition was pretty decent as a game. Um, I think Andromeda was relatively decent. Although it took several steps back for the steps forward it had. Um, but what I would kind of like to see for a new Mass Effect game, like I mentioned the idea of, I mean, I think there probably are like at least three possibilities for a new Mass Effect game. And I think there's two that I've discussed already, which would be Mass Effect Andromeda 2, which I personally think should be like kind of a less direct sequel. Basically, kind of treat it like Inquisition to Dragon Age 2, where the Dragon Age 2 characters make, a cameo appearance, and, you do a quest or two with them, as like NPCs, or like, part of your party, but they're not the main character. So this would free things up so that you can actually play as, um, any character from, as characters from various races. Um, I believe the possibilities that would be open are, from what I recall, we haven't really gotten too far in to know which races are available. But there would be Asari, human obviously, human Asari, Quarian, and maybe Krogan. Krogan would be kind of the trickiest in some ways, but Krogan might not be that difficult. They would be the most alien, of the races animation wise. But I mean, they already have like Krogan NPCs, so why not Krogan? Um, so those are like the four races that, and you can potentially play as like the new race that this game introduced. I forget what they're called. Um, but yeah, that could be another possibility. Um, hey Ellie, where are you? Well here she comes. We're getting the proper appearance. Our new kitty. She's kind of a little blurry. Now she's getting off camera. But anyway, my personal preference would be to just, you know, have like a quest within Andromeda 2 that would resolve the loose plot threads, at least regarding the writer family. But that would be like a quest that we would team up with writer to do. Um, the other option, which I also mentioned again a little bit, would to be to do a Mass Effect 4 set in the Milky Way, and again there'd be I guess a few different options, but as far as the endings are concerned, but again I mentioned before like Mass Effect 3 that I think the destroy ending probably is the cleanest ending to continue off of, because who is that? I have a feeling that someone just snuck up on me. Um, Here she comes again. She's climbing every mountain. She's up amongst the floating islands. Are you gonna bat the floating islands? No, don't. Ellie, I was kidding. Don't try to climb the floating mountains. Climb every floating mountain. Ellie. How many times have I told you don't mess with the green screen? Even though it's cute. Anyway, um, I think I kind of gone over this before, but it bears repeating. I mean, maybe we have some additional thoughts. Um, the synthesis ending is, according to Lore Runner, it's basically the Borg. It's the Borg one. um, you know, forgiving the ethical implications of doing that. Um, she is literally batting at the islands, even though she can't see them. Ellie, get in your bed. Let's lay in your bed or something. Or your crow's nest. She just lays in her bed. Aww. Real. I love you. Okay. Oh no, she's coming this way. No, she's gotta show how much she loves me too. Okay. How much she wants to play with the cords coming off my headphones. Hmm. Let's just mark it. You can mark it all you want, just don't bite it. Anyway, where was it? Synthesis is kind of like what the Borg one. Um, there's also like little ethical issues going on with Shepard doing that. Um, I mean, there's ethical issues with all of the endings, but um, yeah, it has like just weird implications. Then there's control, which again, like there's questions of like what Shepard would do with that control. So in terms of which Shepard would do that, would my Shepard do that? Would your Shepard do that? Um, I mean, beyond the question of like which ending your Shepard would pick, um, there's a question of what would your Shepard do from that point. You know, what would your Shepard do with that power to control the Reapers and do whatever the hell they want with them? Like, there's too many different implications, too many different ways that could go. The refusal ending, effectively, like there may be some things you could do with that. Maybe you could have it so that like humanity isn't completely, and all the other races aren't completely wiped out immediately, and that you kind of had to start from scratch, kind of. Like humanity and all the other races have suffered a huge loss after Shepard refused to go with any of the endings, and then basically we're just kind of continuing Mass Effect 3 somewhat directly, or extending Mass Effect 3, except Shepard would effectively have to be dead, more than likely. Um, and probably everyone we know or care about from the previous games would have to be dead too. Um, no. Where's your toys? Oh, there's your Donald Duck toy. You want to play with your Donald Duck toy? There she goes. She kind of plays fetch, not as intensely as although I don't know. She's still like once I throw a toy out there for her, she usually plays with it on her own. That's good. By the way, also just side note, I have my Christmas tree up. It's not like last year where I have it up. Now that I have the couch here, um, I don't have space for the Christmas tree in this spot, so I have it over that way. Um, which just well, because it really messed the green screen anyway. So, um, it's way too early. But hey, like there's snow on the ground, or there has been snow on the ground. Anyway, there feels landing like there's some things you can do with that, but um, it would mean kind of just drawing out what already happened with Mass Effect 3. Um, and I don't think there's a lot of good things you could do with that, really. You know, um, like we already know what the Reapers are doing. It's stupid. It's dumb. Like, in some regards, anyway. Um, I just really have anything to build up to except for finally just defeating them. And yeah, and if we were to go with the idea that like that, you know, this cycle just ends with the Reapers defeating everything, and then people find Liar's time capsule, and then they defeat the Reapers in the next cycle. Then it would just be a story of the next cycle, and there'd be none of the races, none of the, like literally none of the races. Like there'd be no races we could relate to because humanity's gone. Humanity's wiped out. So are all the other races that we've come to know and love. What would be the point? We'd just be rehashing the original Mass Effect trilogy in a way, only with entirely alien races. And yeah, there'd be no point to it. So I think that the destroy ending, like, yeah, it's kind of shitty. It's arguably the least shitty of the endings, and The Reapers are destroyed. The Reapers are gone and done with. Maybe there could be some plots involving, harvesting and trying to toy with the Reaper technology that's left behind. Some plots regarding like the political fallout of the various things that happened in Mass Effect 3, the choices that Shepard may have made. Although you may have to like try to work out how to maybe like I don't know, like if they did something like the like what they do with Dragon Age Inquisition, I think they could do that, just with the exception that the final ending is always going to be destroy, because that in it would be a little weird to like, okay, like you could like flesh out all of your choices, but the big final choice of the game is always going to be destroy, and they have to like really work up to this to justify that. That would be probably the big problem with trying to do that, but I don't know. And then there's like a lot of choices in Mass Effect were kind of made with the idea that like this would be wrapping things up. We wouldn't necessarily have to worry about the implications per se. Although I think they still said like they had maybe some kind of idea that maybe you should keep your save data, in case they do Mass Effect 4 set in the same universe, because they'll do Dragon Age basically, and where your choices would have implications. Um, I don't know. I'd rather kind of consolidate it all and just say like, okay, well, she was relatively Paragon, at least for Mass Effect 3. She, um, I'd probably go with my Zandra. Basically what happened there mostly. Um, but I don't know. Anyway, uh, going into my third option would be to do it like Terminator Dark Fate, or like Superman Returns, um, or so like Halloween H2O maybe a bit, the idea that like you ignore anything that happened after the first two games. So basically, like remake Mass Effect 3. They not call it Mass Effect 3, like call it Mass Effect Reaper War or something like that, and basically market it as like a kind of whatever they call it, soft reboot or whatever. And I'm sure there's an official term for it, but it's kind of, we're gonna say that everything up to a certain point is canon, and then we they still have to do something like the I forget what it's called for Dragon Age Inquisition, where you have to like specify all the choices you made. Um, maybe if you're on PC, you can import the data, but directly that would be kind of cool. But yeah. Um, I would it might be even the best one in some ways, although you had to like, get together all the original voice actors again. Um, this is Mass Effect 3 for real this time, like, and it might feel a little weird because it's almost too soon after Mass Effect 3 to like just completely reboot it, but um, I don't know, like it could be interesting to like try and actually just sort of do that soft reboot and just here's what could have happened, or what maybe the new canon moving forward for the series. Anyway, I've kind of rambled on for like almost 20 minutes now, so uh, yeah, I would talk. I'll go to PC Capture now. Um, about this game actually. um, now let's actually talk about Andromeda. And what we play so far. Basically, actually, I should just resume. That's where it didn't like start connecting until just now. Um, we can start without it. It's gonna take some time to like load all the shaders anyway. So there we go. Build all the shaders. Build every shader. So what's actually kind of impressive, despite my complaint about the side mission, the optional side mission just being locked out and not being able to actually go back because we're sort of locked into this area. I also looked up and there is no mod that can fix apparently the inability to save during a priority mission. Apparently it's like too hard coded into the game or something, I don't know. But besides that, I do like how open-ended this opening mission is. It's actually remarkably unique for an opening tutorial mission. I'm not sure if there's any other BioWare game, at least from like when I started playing, which is like Dragon Age, Mass Effect era. 6th generation, I guess. I think maybe 6th generation. Yeah, I'll just say 6th generation, like 6th generation BioWare games, when they actually started to like get, consoleized. But yeah, like this is like kind of unique because it's rare in this kind of style of game where it's kind of a little more linear in some ways, gradually opening world design, which I think I've talked about before. To have a tutorial mission or opening mission where you actually get a taste of this open world concept, this quasi open world concept. I actually kind of like the concept that
Did these things try talking to you at all?
I'm just gonna equip.
Oh. Barely a word. Then started shooting. What about you? Ah, hell! Enemy ship on the way! Get to cover! Go! Go!
Right, okay, I just have the
Here they come!
They got balls to try an airdrop.
Don't let up!
damn it.
Ha! Lightning zapped their shuttle!
What? Oh, come on. I'm like the second easiest difficulty and I'm still dying.
Ah, hell! Enemy ship on the way! Get to cover! Go! Go! Here they come!
They got balls to try an airdrop.
Don't let up!
Ha! Lightning zapped their shuttle! Heads up! Another shuttle incoming!
In this weather? Guess we got their attention. Are those dogs? I wish. They've got some weird slogan Just keep firing. We can do this.
Keep firing, assholes.
Harry, you guys okay?
Not dead yet!
It's when do rocks float? Let's go with it.
There you go.
Liam, enough.
Right. It's just these assholes killed Kirkland.
Wait, what?
Stay pissed. Use it.
Will do.
Wait a second. What? The mods aren't.
Just remember, we need that ammo.
Strangle them.
Do I literally have to launch the game every time
About
with
the others. Fisher's wounded, but sitting tight. Greer's with him.
the Frosty Mod Manager to even see the mods installed?
Guys. She's been hit.
Damn it. Now I gotta wait for the frickin' save thing to come on again.
Take cover! Take cover! Hang on. Ugh.
I didn't know you were biotic.
Don't worry, it's not contagious. Before they attacked, I managed to fix our comms. You're a lifesaver. Now just take it easy. Sam, are you there?
How the hell does this even work?
3C link established. Affirmative, Ryder. The Pathfinder needs to speak with you.
Good to see you in one piece. What's our status?
Liam and I are with Cora. We have wounded crew. The good news is our shuttle's been repaired. We can get back to the Ark.
Not with these storms. It's too risky to fly.
Our wounded can't wait much longer. Do you have something in mind?
If the storm is the problem, then let's solve the problem.
We're talking about weather.
And I have an idea about that. Rendezvous with my coordinates will... Damn, they spotted me.
Sir? Sir! Can you two manage alone?
I can keep her stable. For a while.
Let's move. Sam,
Okay.
do you have the Pathfinder's position?
Sorry, not to frickin' Ellie. I had to frickin'. Like, I launched this game before with the mod manager. I thought that it would just install the mods. And that would be it. But apparently, I had to launch it through the mod manager every time if I want the mods to be installed, which is weird. I have to wait for it to build the shaders twice because for some reason the title screen needs shaders. Like 1,000 shaders. Go ahead and download the mod that supposedly changes Ryder's armor. Or at least the one that she has during the intro. So let's see. Like, if everyone's armor's changed all of a sudden. I never played a game where, like, you can install mods and then lose the mods if you don't launch it from a particular launcher. Like, that feels really weird. Like, what kind of...
You have the Pathfinder's
Yeah,
position.
there we go.
Marking the nav point on your
That
map.
is...
Doesn't look far. Let's make this quick. We have to get there before the storm hits. No detours. What was my dad scouting for? He was trying to get readings on that tower.
Well, the nav point puts him near it.
Exercise caution. The storm front is already gaining intensity.
Nice to have you back, Sam. How about some good news next time?
Didn't I tell you to keep quiet? Keeps my mind off the lightning.
Ryder, your dad was in trouble. We have to find him.
Okay.
We're gonna
Pathfinder. Like, right now.
Wait, we need to look at, do you have any, like, enemy corpses that we can look at? Or did all of those despawn when we... Usually, like, opening missions, as I talk about, like, usually open missions are, very,
Can't go that way. We'll get killed if we keep this up.
what?
Can't go that way. We'll get killed if we keep this up.
Really? So it punishes you for backtracking. The game literally punishes you, and then if you don't get the hint, it just gives you a wall. A literal wall. So as much as I praise it for its open-ended design and having like all these weird, you know, interesting side missions and such, the fact that you can't like backtrack, like at this point, like I kind of like, now we have Sam back, I want to go back to those old ruins and such to like properly examine them with like his scanning capabilities. They're like, oh, like we the game designers don't want you to be able to do that, so we're going to artificially have all this lightning stuff, and if that doesn't get you a hint, then we have a wall, not just an invisible wall, a perfectly visible wall that is going to show you that like what's kind of worse in some ways than an invisible wall is an actual visible, is an entirely invisible wall that
Sam's right. We don't have much time. Look, the rods. They're drawing the lightning away.
If we hug that wall, they might keep us safe.
Dead bodies here! Lightning didn't do this!
Neither did we. This is more than we took out.
Incendiary rounds. My dad's been busy. He was an N7. They don't mess around.
okay, here we go. It was a tremor detected. In the usual mixture of various genetic traits, there is evidence of DNA modification, but no other conclusions can be drawn at this juncture. Clearly, of artificial design, no conclusion can be drawn at this time. The nature and purpose of technology. Okay, same thing, except we can do it 3 times.
Somebody was pretty clever with these rods. Only way to survive here.
2, if you count shooting on sight.
What the hell? Oh, come on. Right, I want to scan this thing. Okay. I just more unknown technology. Okay. Nearly died over stuff I can't really get any new information from.
We're close. The nav point shows my dad's up there.
Where are you, Ellie? Oh, there you are.
Sir,
Happens to.
who are these guys?
Visitors, just like us. I don't think they're native to the planet.
They're not. We found an abandoned lab, like they've been studying the place.
Good work. You actually did some scouting.
That's what I trained for.
Wouldn't be much of a recon specialist if I didn't.
Well, you're off to a good start.
Baptism by fire. Sir, you said you had an idea about the weather?
It's the dark energy cloud the Hyperion hit. It's affecting the whole planet. Interfering with that.
The tower is caught in a feedback loop with the cloud. Together they're disrupting the entire climate with undirected energy.
It would explain a cave we found. Plant life sheltered from the storm. From that tower.
It's a good bet. And I think if we can get in there and shut the tower down,
The lightning goes away.
and the shuttle can get us out of here, in theory. We just have to get past them.
Let's do it.
It's a hell of a gamble, but we won't know until we get in there and try.
No illusions about this. It'll be a nasty fight the whole way.
If the riders are game, so am I. But we risk turning a skirmish with these guys into something worse.
It's them or us.
Oh, it's them. Problem is, we're outnumbered.
I've been working on that. We just need to change the math.
What you doing, Ellie? You like that box now that it's like vertical.
Works for me.
Let's go!
Right behind
And I
you.
say like the
Push
whole
ahead to the structure.
like non-linear nature of this mission
Low
is
combat profile.
Here they come!
subverted
Now we've
completely
got their
by
attention.
Watch the lightning!
Get into that building. We don't want to get bogged down out here.
This went south in a hurry!
They're coming out of the woodwork.
Keep things tight, don't get separated!
Go, 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 go! Get moving!
let's try and use a shotgun here. Dang it. Targets are like
Sam, biotic amp interface mode.
I'm here!
Keep the momentum up. Don't let him get the drop on you.
Have to keep an eye on our flank.
Not if we keep moving forward. Don't let him catch us. profile.
Sir, where are you getting these profiles?
Little help from Sam.
What does that mean?
Just focus on the fight. We're almost there.
Stay on target.
Control center. Keep him off my back.
You heard him.
We made it! In one piece!
Not over yet. I need to get through that door over there.
Cool. Crab combo. Combo. That was a heavy unknown.
What now?
I need to decipher the language.
There's more coming up.
What's the plan here? They'll surround us in no time.
We need to defend both sides or they'll flank us.
Where do you want us?
Whatever. Oh, come on.
Moving.
Right.
Oh, okay. I have to like move them
Got it.
to... Thankfully, these
Watch
aliens
it.
are really
We
patient.
got
They're waiting,
movement.
especially waiting for me to guide everyone into the correct spots.
We held them off at the shuttle. We can do it again. A lot of people still counting on us.
I'm just getting warmed up.
They mean business. Keep them off your dad.
Analyzing possible inputs. 25% decrypted.
Hurry. We don't have long.
Hold both sides. Can't let them slip through.
What is this place anyway?
I don't know, but they sure want it back.
Well,
50% decrypted. It's an unusually complicated syntax.
I can see that. Try a recursive search.
I will need a moment to evaluate the pattern.
We only have a moment. Do it.
I think I really pissed that one off. Maybe because I shot him in the face.
Sir, any progress?
Decryption is
Ryder, don't go too far. Just a little longer. They're falling back.
Could be regrouping for another push. Stay sharp.
decryption complete.
Did I just...
That did it. It's a security override. I'll try to open the door from here. Ah, damn, it's jammed. I need to take a look at it. Put your
Damn,
back into it.
jam.
You really think we can shut this thing down?
I don't know yet. Sam's decoded part of the language. Now we'll see if I can have a conversation.
With who?
Who do you plan on talking to?
More like what? I think it's automated. Come on. These are the moments that make it all worthwhile. Sam, begin translating.
A moment. Indexing. Translation complete.
Let's see what we have.
Here's an interesting thought. Like, from what I heard from Warrunner, what I understand about the N7 the whole N7 thing. If our father is an N7, then what N rating are we? Like, You think we could get into into a similar program? Maybe even make it like N4 or like, which I think is like the lowest rating that is like considered like particularly
I'll be damned.
elite.
It's working. We did
You
it.
know,
There's hope at least.
This is more than hope. It's proof we weren't crazy. We can fly to a whole new galaxy and still make sense of things.
Sam had a little something to do with it.
It was simply a matter of linguistics, though I am pleased to have it.
not again.
Repeat, we need an emergency extraction now.
They're spinning up the shuttle. ETA is 3, maybe 4 minutes.
Use the thing again. Really? This makes no sense.
Initiating transfer.
Oh my god. I remember he died, but I do not remember it being this stupid. Oh! Wow! Like, we just established, like, 30 minutes ago, or however long, like, near the beginning of this mission, that you have the ability to, like, use, like, science techy stuff to repair your mask. Like, did she run out of the sciencey stuff when she repaired her mask? In which case, her dad would have had whatever sciencey stuff. Like, his mask wasn't cracked unless he already.
Ryder's implant is overloading. I suggest a hardwire connection.
Then they need to show us.
Do it.
There.
Maybe. I don't know. Like maybe he had the sciencey tech too, and he like ran out of it because he repaired his own mask.
What happened?
Maybe there's a codex entry on this.
You were
Like what?
clinically dead for 22 seconds.
That's nothing. Shepard was clinically dead for 2 years. That's like many times. How did I survive? How did my why did I need my dad's helmet? Seriously, I mean, like, there are ways I can rationalize it. Maybe there's, like, codex and stuff that I could go into, but I shouldn't need to go into codex to figure this out. I mean, heck, there's a simpler solution to this. Just don't have her helmet get cracked earlier, and because that creates the plot hole. If we didn't establish that there's technology that can repair the helmets, then this would not be a plot hole. We wouldn't have the plot hole to begin with. There would be no plot hole. I mean, granted, it'd be really weird for her to land and have but like, had there be no like repercussions or no damage that happens. But I mean, there's already tons of reasons why it's kind of stupid. Um, that she and like the almost the rest of the entire crew were able to survive that. Um, is already kind of weird. Um, regardless, so yeah, like maybe there's a finite amount of it. Maybe her father had to use his um to repair his helmet. Although you imagine that maybe he had to do that already. I don't know. He had 2 doses of it. There's so much you have to fill in there. And again, maybe there's a codex entry about like what this stuff is and what its limitations are, and like, but you have to dig into that. Maybe it's not even there. I don't know. It's it makes the whole thing feel contrived in the moment, and again, especially since we established that this thing is a possibility. Like heck, they could amend that scene and say, "I hope that nothing like this happens again," because I will be able to like. They could foreshadow that, like in a way, like have like Sarah just like or Ryder, as male or female, as the case may be. Yukiko in this case, have her just offhandedly say that like after she repairs her helmet, like I hope it doesn't happen again because this is all I've got. Like, of this nanotech glass repairing whatever. You know. But no, it's a gaping plot hole instead. And her dad's a freaking N7. He is, like, he should understand that, like, he is a valuable asset, for one. He should understand that he needs to like, repair her helmet or whatever. I don't know. Like, if a tech is available, he should be able to repair it. Again, maybe it's finite, but we did establish that it's finite. And we shouldn't get to go into any sort of codex or deep lore, make weird assumptions to figure out that it's finite. Man, I wish there were people in chat who could explain to me, who might like know more about this, like explain to me why they couldn't just repair her helmet. Like, why we had to switch helmets with her dad. Also, apparently, like, transferring the Sam thing or whatever, like, made her clinically dead for 22 seconds or whatever. I mean, there may be other reasons why it happened. We'll probably get into. But it was like a huge risk, unnecessary risk. I guess like his son was already kind of in risk of potentially dying, and he didn't want to like risk that he might lose both of his children. I don't know. Just I can't remember if I noticed before my first playthrough. Like how incredibly dumb this is. Yeah, basically there is like we're not like that far into the game and there's already a gaping plot hole. How did I survive?
Then how did I make it out?
Hey,
You
you're still
didn't.
with us.
This is purgatory.
Guys, get to Sam Node. Ryder's awake. Who are you talking to?
Sam,
I didn't hear him.
you're up. Look here. And here. My father. Where? It was your life or his, and he chose you. I'm so sorry. I know this must be a blow.
Well, we weren't close. Or this can't be happening. There's even this can't be happening. They could use the repair stuff. What? Do we have means to repair helmets? Didn't we just establish that there's things to repair helmets?
I can't believe he's gone. 1 minute.
Oh my god,
everything
my
was
cursor's
fine, and
gone
then
weird again.
I know he could be distant, but he once said that when his time came, he wanted to go out amongst
Why is this
no one
happening
had
again?
seen before. What are we doing in Sam Node? Sam is now part of you, in a way we don't
think I remember which-
entirely understand. It played havoc with your brain. Sam?
Your father authorized the transfer of Pathfinder authority to you.
Shouldn't that be Cora? In theory. In reality, you're the new Pathfinder.
Okay, why is the okay, there we go. Are you kidding me?
You can't be serious.
What's the matter? I think you're up for it.
What was my father thinking? Like again, what end rate? Like we have alliance training. Like which end rating did we get to? Because you would think that we would have like followed in our father's footsteps to some extent, at least. He's on 7. Which N are we?
Why would my dad do this?
He obviously had faith in you. I say run with it.
It's all academic anyway. Sam's linked to your mind on a deeper level now. Trying to untangle it could kill you.
I know this is tough, but we need to start thinking about the next step. A lot of people are counting on us. Is the Ark still drifting?
That's the thing. Whatever your dad did with that tower, it saved the day. Some sort of atmosphere scrubber.
The energy cloud thinned out. We're on our way to the rally point now. Should be at the Nexus soon.
She needs to rest first.
She has 2 hours. We'll need our Pathfinder for this.
Oh, I checked on your brother. Still no change. But if you can pull through, so can he. A bit of your dad in both of you.
Your father will be missed.
What's going on, Sam?
This is our private channel. I shared it with him.
Well, why Pippi? Because he was there.
He never mentioned anything about that.
It allowed me to know him better. Alec wouldn't want us to lose sight of the goal. He said pain emboldens our resolve. He'd insist we grow stronger from his passing.
Oh yay! He earned Pathfinder. Okay, that was the thing that happened.
Ryder, good to see you on your feet. We're at the Nexus. It's the forward hub for the entire Andromeda initiative. The Asari, Solarian, and Turian arcs should be there too. Let's hope they've had better luck.
Starting our approach now.
It's almost as big as the Citadel back home.
Nexus Control, this is Arc Hyperion requesting docking clearance. Captain, I'm only getting their automated approach channel. Not
I was
enough
gonna play
personnel.
Slayer
Like it or
into
not, we're
in
here. Take us in.
a potential Andromeda 2.
Construction should have been finished by now.
Could be worse.
How? Habitat 7's a bust. We might have started a war with the first aliens we met, and our Pathfinder's dead. This better be rock bottom.
Green across the board. Docking initiated.
All right. I got us here. Good luck, Pathfinder.
Okay, hold Y to
You
track.
okay, Ryder?
Captain just called me Pathfinder. This is really happening.
Just take a deep breath.
I still can't believe Dad's dead. This should have been his moment.
But now it's yours. You just need to decide what you're gonna do with it.
Where do I start? I'm just not sure I'm ready.
Where is she?
We weren't ready to fall out of the sky on Habitat 7, but we survived that.
Right? So, always keep a jump jet handy.
Where the hell are they? Are they like over comm or? Oh, they're over there. Like just ahead of me. I guess they're like assuming that we're just not standing around.
Captain wants to see a full duty roster.
I just updated the charts. Okay, folks. This is what we've been waiting for.
It'll be nice to see some friendly faces this time.
The Nexus runs a support crew. Just enough to finish building the station and provide safe harbor for the arcs.
It means we can start waking our people up.
They built a bar, right? Gotta have champagne for the welcome party.
You're expecting one.
After what we've been through, I could use a buzz.
We all could.
Yeah. Rough ride so far.
We'll bounce back. Real food and a shower are just ahead. Here we are.
I don't see any champagne.
Where is everybody?
Well, they're bleeding and feeding and eating and eating.
Well, this can't be right.
It's like everything's on standby.
If it's a surprise party, they're doing an awfully good job of it.
Oh, there's Avina.
Welcome to the Nexus, gateway to Andromeda. I'm Avina, a virtual intelligence designed to assist you with immigration.
Can you tell us where the welcome party is hiding?
I'm sorry, my code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations. Please select from the following pre-programmed responses.
What year is it?
The current year is 2819. After spending over 600 years in stasis, it's normal to feel disoriented or confused upon arrival. Our helpful medical staff can assist with any physical or psychological after effects you may be experiencing.
Well, she's got the date right, at least.
So where is everyone? What can you tell me about the Andromeda galaxy?
Here in Andromeda, you are
Hey, we
over 2
actually
billion
can
light years away
speak
from
to
the
her.
Milky Way galaxy. This is the
Like
furthest
that one
any
wall
life
where
form has ever traveled outside our home system, making you a brave pioneer indeed. The Nexus itself is located in a region known as the
cut the
Helios
activate
Cluster.
subtitles.
Here, you and thousands of your fellow colonists will fulfill your dreams of settling a new home. Fortune awaits.
Where do colonists live?
Once you've cleared immigration, our helpful staff will assist you in choosing the home world of your dreams. Will it be the tropical paradise of Habitat 7, the gentle rolling hills of Habitat 3, or perhaps the mysterious twilight world of Habitat 5? Whichever you choose, rest assured our Pathfinders have carefully vetted all colony worlds to ensure your security and prosperity.
Oh boy.
Habitat 7. That's where we landed. She's way out of date.
How does the immigration process work?
We ask that you submit to a brief medical exam to ensure your health and well-being after making such a long journey. Once you've been cleared, our colonization experts will assist you in finding your new home. Please be mindful of the queue. Thousands of eager colonists like you are waiting to begin their new life in Andromeda.
Where? Place is deserted.
What is the Nexus?
The Nexus serves
It's
as the
a
central hub
ribbon
for
of
the Andromeda Initiative's
temporal
colonization efforts.
magic space
It is
energy.
the first destination for all colonists upon their arrival in the new galaxy.
Malcolm McDowell really wants to
Please enjoy
get
the
back
many
to.
venues the Nexus has to offer. As the station expands, it will one day serve as the seat of government for Milky Way colonists. Providing a safe, stable, and prosperous environment is our primary goal.
Not from the looks of it.
Log off.
That's all.
It has been my pleasure. Please see one of our helpful
I need to
immigration
go.
staff for further assistance. And welcome to your new home in Andromeda, where the brightest star is you. Current wait time for immigration processing is unknown error.
Right. That was helpful.
Unknown error.
Plants are still alive.
It's like they didn't finish building it.
Hello? There's a guy. Maybe he's got champagne.
Hi there. We're from Ark Hyperion, and wondering where everybody went.
Did he hear you?
Did you say an arc?
I did?
Yeah, we just got in.
And for what it's worth, your VI over there could use an update.
But we thought you were all dead.
What?
Or captured, or lost in dark space, or... But you're here. You have no idea how much this means.
I don't believe it. I'm Tyrion Kandros. I lead our militia on the Nexus.
I'm Ryder. This is Cora Harper and Liam Costa, part of the Pathfinder team.
I'm sorry for the confusion. Our sensors told us an arc had arrived, but Helios is notorious for scrambling equipment. We thought you were just another malfunction.
Definitely here.
Well, I've got a shipload of people that says we're here.
Of course, it's just... you're the first arc we've seen. After a year of waiting and no sign of the others, we shuttered this area and stopped looking.
You've been stranded for a whole year?
Longer. I'll fill you in on the way to Op Center. Everything that could go wrong with our plan has. We arrived 14 months ago. Right away, we hit a band of dark energy that knocked us off course.
We're familiar with it.
Then you'll know why we call it the Scourge. We lost whole sections of the station. A lot of people died. No power, no food. The chaos went on for months. It finally led to armed rebellion. When order was restored, the insurgents were banished. Exiles, we call them.
Are things back to normal?
Not even close. But you're here now, so maybe the worst is over.
No word from the other Pathfinders?
No word from anyone, period.
Any threats from the locals?
So far, we've stayed hidden. We're in no shape to deal with an attack.
We had a first contact situation on Habitat 7. Whole thing went south. They tried to kill us.
That wasn't first contact. We know about them. We're here.
You guys go ahead. I'll check out the security situation.
You should know our command structure has been fractured. Some of us are filling in for leaders who died.
Is it true?
They said drop everything and report for duty.
And no one was expecting an Ark to finally show up.
Docking procedures are green across the board.
Stand by to merge Hyperion power into the grid.
The crew of the Hyperion.
Good luck.
I'm Jaren Tan, director of the initiative. You have no idea how much your arrival means to us.
Hero assist.
We've heard about what happened, and we're ready to help.
We could use any supplies you have. Food, water, we're short on everything.
This is Foster Addison. She oversees colonial affairs. Where's the Pathfinder?
You're looking at her.
You're not Alec Ryder.
My father's dead. He made me his successor.
Alec is dead. Please understand, the entire initiative is at risk. None of the Golden Worlds panned out. They're a bust, and there's been no word from the other arcs.
What happened to them?
Unknown. Our supplies are nearly depleted. Rationing bought us some time, but even that's running out.
We need to find more resources, but that takes people, and we can't wake them up.
Until they have somewhere to live. A golden world.
Now more than ever, we need a Pathfinder.
It now falls to you, Ryder. Are you up to the task?
Let's hope so.
Well, we came a long ways for nothing if I'm not.
We'll all die if you're not.
That's no way to treat a guest. I'm Nak Morkesh, superintendent of this station. Hope they haven't scared you off already.
It's nothing personal, but now isn't the time for on-the-job training.
At least the Pathfinder here seems willing to try. We could use a fresh perspective.
You've heard my concerns. I'll leave you to it.
We're all feeling the pressure. Let's have a private word in my office, Ryder. We'll discuss giving you a scout ship. I'm happy to work out the details with your associate.
Welcome to the Nexus.
It's a mess.
I can't believe how far off track things have gone.
It's bad, but it's not over. Not yet.
Ma'am, the Hyperion's core is now online.
Let me show you something. An hour ago, that was all dark. But with the power from your ship, you're keeping the lights on. You have my vote.
And when the power runs out?
You'd best go talk to Director Tan. Make sure that doesn't happen. And don't be shy. Come see me when you have a chance.
Okay, we need to speak of Beam Queen.
No, it isn't what we wanted, but what choice do we have? How the hell should I know? Spender, you have a job. If you want to keep it, do it. God damn it. All right, what happened?
To who?
To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything. And right now, I just want to know what happened with Alec.
Looks like the animations have improved. My face is tired. Want me to pay a Pathfinder? Roll for initiative. Did I have to get a permission from Paizo to?
In the moment, it saved my life. But it seems my father meant for me to get the role, eventually.
It isn't hereditary. If we wanted an inbred monarchy, we could have left half our gene stock back home. Not home. The Milky Way. This is home. This mess. We don't have a lot of options, Ryder. Maybe you'll prove your father right. After 14 months of failed colonization, forgive me if I don't hold my breath.
There's also this strange technology. Has anyone studied that?
We've tried. Not me. The brains in research. They're supposed to know their business. The current excuse? The tech we dug up on Mars was more advanced, but it was plug and go. The tech here thinks different? I don't know. We've mostly avoided it. And from what the Hyperion logs say about Alec, maybe that's good.
You called my father Alec. No one does that.
A lot of us joined the initiative because of his vision. What he shared of it, anyway.
Were you friends, or...?
I'm not your new mother, if that's what you're asking. Or his friend. He hated that I didn't use his title. But no one's a pathfinder until they've path-found something. Much like a colonial director without colonies.
There must be some kind of plan for encountering hostile aliens. We can't have been that naive.
We expected life, not an enemy that refuses to talk. They don't attack. They disinfect. We're nothing until we're bacteria. Sorry, 14 months and you stoop to poetry. That's how bad it is. Not sure who started it, but we're calling them Ket. Kandros will know more. Maybe too much.
You don't trust him?
I trust him to defend us. I do not trust a rising military influence in a supposedly civilian initiative. We came here to make history, Ryder, not repeat it. Ugh, goddamn poetry.
I want to know, can we... Okay, I can't activate Ansel Wall. We're in, yeah.
How do you fit into the Nexus leadership?
I oversee the actual settlement effort. As the number of outposts is currently less than ideal, my influence is limited. As Tan is quick to remind me. Left a perfectly adequate career as a chief officer. Provincial capital, too. Only a new galaxy could pull me away. And here we are, idling.
You've had no colony successes in over a year? How many tries is that?
Less than you'd think. The Scourge, spoiled worlds, exiles, hostiles. We can't just put down an outpost and expect picket fences. We need the Pathfinder and Sam to scout, evaluate, and inspire. The initiative promised a goal. Andromeda has not cooperated.
And if it had?
Beautiful utopian horseshit. Colonies that produce and support each other. The Nexus as Citadel, not headed by Tan, or even me.
I gotta go.
Excuse me, Director Addison.
Ryder?
It's Pathfinder.
Ryder, we're starving here. If we don't get a foundation of outposts to feed the initiative, we might as well be 600 years dead. Alec promised a lot. None of it panned out. That's what you're up against. Why people won't trust you. Why I don't trust you. Prove me wrong.
There's still a little bit of wonkiness. I should actually level up. See what that's all about. Remind myself. Okay, so we have combat skills. Um, oops. Biotics and tech. And squad skills. I'm assuming I can't use Ansel here either. Nope. So like if I want to like take like proper screenshots like anywhere, I need to use fraps. Basically. So that's like the detriment of Ansel. It's cool, but it doesn't and I guess from what I kind of understand maybe is that your class this is sort of more of a not exactly Skyrim, but like I guess kind of an Elder Scrolls approach where like you can maybe um to some extent like you have access to like every skill in the game, but your class sort of determines where you start. So like I have a charge skill. In biotics. Like I guess you have like advanced stuff maybe that like you normally would need a lot. Like you if I were a whatever like operative or whatever it was called, I could get tactical cloak immediately. Whereas here I need to have 9 points invested into tech before I can even unlock it. Whereas I have unlocked and with one pip in it if I were that class. Like that's actually pretty cool. I think team support is also like the leader skill, maybe, or something like that. Unknown. I need to investigate remnant technology. Um, anyway, I should probably. I have choices too, like you did in Mass Effect 3. So I say this is a step up. Um, okay. Just getting ourselves more. I think for everyone else, I'll probably. Just auto level up for now. computer bio, combining Citizens Alliance officer training with years of experience as an Asari commando. Well, that was actually I forgot about that. The Corps is a formidable presence on the battlefield, but robotics center charging forward to rip through enemy lines. The Corps' technical knowledge keeps the team organized and their shields replenished. The team takes solid training and overclocked gear and throws it all against the wall in the do whatever works spirit of his time in crisis response. He gets in and gets attention with big attacks and bigger effects that keep the heat off his team and his targets on their heels. I remember correctly, he's like an ex-cop or something. Actually, I remember that I didn't particularly care for his character much. Granted, that's just because of the long line of kind of bland I don't know, well, he's a cop, not really military, but he always felt like the Caden Jacob Vega type character. He seemed to like fit into that slot, but his loyalty mission or whatever is like the most memorable loyalty mission in the game from what little I actually remember of it. Let's see, let's go into technology here. Exploration tools, Helios, tech and biotics, ESO, FTL drive, mass effect fuels, biotics. Nothing about the technology that repairs their helmets. Like, that really bugged me. I need to see if there's any like canonical reason why you couldn't have just used that. Yeah, I'm not the only one who's bothered by this. Okay, apparently the first time there was only a crack in the visor. And use Omnigel Okay, well that's like just a visual. That should have been fixed visually. Then, like, they should have went back and like reshaded that scene, because apparently like there's an edit at the end of the post which says the shading makes it look there's no glass in a large section of the visor. Yeah. So it's not necessarily a plot hole, but they should have fixed the scene where Ryder first repairs the helmet to make it a lot more clear that it's just a crack and not anything like really major, because that just really like that is a visual problem with the way it's presented that ruins the narrative. It literally ruins the narrative, and um yeah, it makes a moment that's supposed to be very dramatic and touching into something like, you're stupid. Why don't you use the almond gel stuff? Like, I'm not the only one who had that problem and couldn't tell that, like, it was just a crack. They need to make it more clear that it is just a crack and that it's not something more serious. Heck, just add a line of dialogue, get the voice actors back in to record an extra line of dialogue. Like, thank God that was only just a crack. Had some foreshadowing, and otherwise I would have been done for. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here's another point taken away from Mass Effect Andromeda. You see what's going on here? Nothing. Exactly. The original Mass Effect trilogy had a voice actor who would actually read the codex entries. Here you had to read it all yourself. I actually had to voice act this all for you. And I can do that work unpaid.
Hello, Console. You and I are going to be very good friends. We'll get you all fixed up and ready to go in no time. As soon as we hook you up to all that juicy, juicy power.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we've found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
Good. I was starting to wonder who was in charge around here.
Director Addison is entitled to her opinion, and mine overrules hers.
Does she know that?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable, so how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right. I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Just point me to my ship and I'll be out of here.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that.
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No. I'm fine.
I'm not sure I like his voice actor. He's very flat. I don't know how to describe it. Like, he doesn't... He seems like something that we should pay attention to right away, if at all possible. If I'm having headaches, then...
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
What is there to be paranoid about?
We've had 3 malfunctions in the past week.
That's not good. Sorry. Understatement.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Did you talk to security about this?
How can I? For all I know, someone in security is the one doing this. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of. But I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait. That's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny. Would you, if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Sure.
Sure thing. What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that'd really help. I've sent the locations to
Is
your
this
Omni-tool.
time sensitive? I have to check my headache.
No, I'm fine. And I don't know, it just blew up.
Find out why. Be careful.
Um... How do I click? Okay. Damn it. Even with this mod, it's supposed to like make the quest markers better. It.
Engineering update. We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion. All non-relevant repair requests are currently on hold until power coupling is complete.
Hello, I'm Gian Garson, founder of the initiative. It's through your hard work that the vision of the Nexus has come to life. You and all your colleagues bind our proud new colonies together. Look around at your achievements. And if you have any questions, my door is always open.
Founder Garson's office is located at Workspace Not Allocated. Please select a topic. You are Employee Writer, Salary Code 19B, Active Pathfinder. Your
That's weird. The
supervisor
information
is
walls
Director
don't look
Tan.
like Avena.
Based on current staffing needs, you will be eligible for paid vacation time in 587 days.
Seriously?
Why not plan on which beautiful colony you'll vacation on while you wait?
She like reacts to it. She doesn't actually ask the questions. It's really weird. I can see the marker up here for like where I'm supposed to go, but I can't actually see the physical like tracker.
But the planet was toxic. What if they store oxygen in forests like Clearo's?
It's probably through there. Yeah. Okay.
Engineering update. We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion.
What the heck are you doing? What is going? What is wrong with your legs?
On hold until power coupling is complete.
Hello, Ryder. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential?
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
Why is secrecy?
I don't understand the need for secrecy.
Your father felt it was for the best.
What was he trying to hide?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
It could scare people.
I can understand. People might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement.
Have you ever seen that?
It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design,
I forget that movie. What the movie's called?
Far beyond what even the initiative understands.
I don't follow.
Upgrade, I
You're
think,
AI,
maybe?
So, what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
But beyond what many people will accept, your father knew some would fear it.
Yeah, he's got a point. So, what does this mean for the two of us?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Oh, we actually have Vanguard here. So we actually have the original classes available, in a matter of speaking. I guess you could change it. Second biotic skills to more powerful profiles and higher styles. What? What? Huh? Did the game just freeze on me? Oh, I think I just opened the console for some reason. Freaked me out there. Oh yeah, I need to go to settings here. Maybe audio, dynamic range. Narrow night mode. Wide cinema. Enabled. Narrow window focus. Video output. Whoops. Okay, this is weird. Why are you doing this? Living footage PMP monitor. Range auto detect. I hope that we have like high dynamic range. This isn't a 4K display, but it is a newer display, so I'm assuming it has high dynamic range. Or you don't need to have 4K to get Oh, HDR mode is actually off. So he doesn't support HDR. That's sad. Look, this is a fairly new monitor. Sure. If I actually change that much for anything. Anyway.
Pathfinder, Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Sam? What was that?
An eidetic trigger. Related to your father, and the portions of my memory array he locked.
What triggered it?
Alec tied it to your progression as Pathfinder, not to a location. Puzzling as it may be, my programming is clear. Locating more of these triggers will unlock the memories. One of your father's memories is now accessible. Return to Sam Node on the Hyperion to investigate further.
What was the inspiration for Breath of the Wild, huh?
The coffee machine Mom got for Dad. He was so busy designing you. Needed the caffeine.
I did not realize I owed my existence to a bean.
And now you know what humility feels like. What's on here, Sam?
Your father's personal logs. Several of them are encrypted.
Oh yeah, sorry, archaeologist.
Sam, this is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Liara Tassoni, huh? She studied the Protheans. When my team used to dig up artifacts, we'd debate her work. She had some pretty controversial theories, as I recall. Never gained much traction.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto datapads.
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime, I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful. Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
It's all? Damn it. I don't care about that log. At least not right now.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community. When studying a dead race, the most obvious problem is the lack of an observable population. This raises the question, when is a species truly extinct? The Prothean civilizations spanned the galaxy.
When they lack a viable number to sustain a gene pool?
Died out. While it's possible that living Protheans may be found in a hidden pocket of the galaxy one day, the chances are statistically trivial. Once an extinction is confirmed, the study's nature moves from sociology to exoarchaeology.
Oh, there we go. There's the SR2.
Your father's first sidearm, a memento of his early Alliance service.
I bet that saw plenty of action.
Alec's first kill occurred in combat during the First Contact War.
Back when Turians were the enemy. Crazy times. Printed books?
Reproductions of Lewis and Clark's journals, detailing their expedition in the 19th century.
Explains Dad's interest. They were Pathfinders too.
'Twas a long, long time ago, Sam. 'Twas a long, long time ago. 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 'Twas a long, long time
When studying an extinct race, it is important that our preconceptions and current knowledge not color the facts. We must look to the evidence itself. The Protheans constructed the Citadel and an incredible network of Mass Effect relays.
What?
This speaks to a culture of the highest order. Such
Really?
a monumental achievement surely must come from an enlightened race that was in harmony with its people, free of conflict and strife. Without the ability to study a living example, however, this can never be determined with 100% accuracy.
When did this happen exactly? Like, chronologically speaking. Because this would have to be pre-Mass Effect, basically. That he was corresponding with her. Like, you have to actually look at the date that she gives, like, for when she does this. I don't know the exact timeline of Mass Effect, but she would know by the end of Mass Effect that the Citadel, I think we got the revelation the Citadel was not constructed by the Protheans toward the end of the original Mass Effect. I am fairly confident of that. So maybe these audio logs are from before Mass Effect? Which is kind of weird because, like, I don't know. Like, would she have actually had that much renown before working with Shepard? I mean, I guess she is, like, the daughter of a prominent matriarch, so maybe. Jump on the bed. Oh, wait, we can't jump without the actual booster. Damn it. Anyway. Do the Sam node thing, I guess. It's just disappointing because it doesn't really build anything that, like, we could actually do without DLC or a sequel.
Ryder, the blocks your father placed on my array are opening. I can now recall specific memories, which Alec wanted you to see.
Wait, I can actually see his memories?
Yes, you will experience them via your implant.
Okay, something new every day. Let's see it.
This memory is from the time when your father was posted on the Citadel.
Alec, your recommendations will never fly. Artificial intelligence?
It's our best option.
If the Council gets wind of this, it'll set humanity standing back decades. You're overreaching.
Ambassador Goyle, I'm the military attaché on the Citadel. My mandate is clear. Find an edge for Earth.
And AI is your answer?
We need to catch up. The Asari, the Solarians, they're centuries ahead of us.
But it's illegal.
Their rules, not ours.
No.
Why deny Earth an advantage?
Define this advantage.
It will set us free. We're prisoners of our own five senses. There's a reality greater than ours that we can't perceive.
I'm just thinking of the whole idea of Sony.
How? By augmenting our own abilities and adding a few new ones.
Well, none of that stopped those Geth from revolting.
I'm not talking anything about the scene.
Creators. But AI and humans
Just to
interface
clarify.
directly, experiencing the world together benefits both. There's no creator to revolt against.
I'm sorry, Alec. We can't take the risk. I appreciate your work, but your request will be denied.
Alec,
Ellen, what did the doctor say?
he told me to appreciate the time I have left. There's no cure, Alec. It's terminal.
Not on my watch.
Wait, her name is
Wow,
actually
you're alone
Ellen?
again. I never knew that's how Dad found out.
Alec was a stubborn man.
So we can't establish that either of our parents were actually Japanese by name. I mean, granted, that there are a number of cultures that have like very distinct names that probably like in the East probably more so. Because I mean, like when you talk about like, European and American, there are at least some. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, one or both of them is Asian American, but was given an American name. I don't know. Or again, like the idea that like cultures are all coming together. But anyway, the thought that I just had was that why even do this whole idea of going to the um, Andromeda Galaxy before the Reaper threat became clear? Which would be at least the end of Mass Effect 1. So, why would he reach out to Sony about this archaeology stuff before the Reaper threat was revealed? And maybe there's a timeline where like he just had this whole idea of going off to Andromeda long before the Reaper threat was revealed, and the Reaper threat helped to jumpstart it. Maybe I don't know. Like it's just weird that like to Sony is talking about the Protheans constructed the Citadel. No, they didn't. As far as we know, like the Reapers did, apparently, or the Leviathans who don't exist. If we reboot Mass Effect 3. Yeah.
It's how Dad was wired. He didn't like to lose. In any situation.
It would seem that included me.
Nobody wanted to listen. The idea of you scared people too much. After this, Dad moved us back to Earth to care for Mom. Wonder why he wanted me to see this.
Perhaps it was the beginning.
Of what?
Unknown. Private audio logs are now available in your father's quarters. I detect additional memories, but they are currently logged. They may yet hold answers.
And the whole plot line that we don't ever see the conclusion of.
That's all for now.
Of course.
Which just makes me like not as incentivized on replay to go and unlock these again, because I know it's not going to lead to anything. Which is the whole problem with designing this to be a mystery that was, I'm pretty sure, meant to be resolved in single player DLC. But then the single player DLC basically just never came into fruition because of how poorly Andromeda was received. And the reason why it was so poorly received is because it was a buggy mess at launch. And the bugs being fixed was not enough to I don't know. Like, I think EA and it's probably EA sort of didn't really understand how much they needed to get this game right. Like, I think that's a big problem. Because they didn't quite understand that Mass Effect 3 was how much Mass Effect 3 hurt the the confidence in the franchise. And that you need to work hard to restore that and make sure that this is the best game it can possibly be. And it just wasn't. It wasn't bad, and it's certainly better with the bug fixes and all that stuff done. But yeah, and that's the biggest thing that bugs me about this game is that there are so many plot threads that just may never get resolved until we see a sequel or what have you. And again, my preference would be, despite how much it bothers me that these plot threads are unresolved, I think that they need to. I would prefer to have more playable races for the single player campaign than to have a direct sequel with the same character. And I can't, you can say, well, if you decide to play as human, then you'll just play one of the writers. But that creates a whole other plot line. So I think it has to be a different human if you play as a human. Yeah. Anyway. I'm just getting kind of tired, and my face is getting tired. I'm just getting really. I'm feeling kind of cynical right now, and I don't know. I don't really feel like continuing to play right at the moment. But I'll continue this tomorrow when I'm fresh and. Yeah. I should probably save. There you go. I gotta wait for. There you go. So to all patrons of our sole patron, merely by virtue of his maintenance of our Minecraft Realm server, Aaron McMahon. Because you too can become a patron for as little as $1 per month and have access to pretty much all of the current benefits. Once we get up to a certain number of patrons, I might start a more of a system of basically similar to Lore Runner, where he has donations toward playing particular games. Rather than having a system where you have to pay $20 to suggest a game, it'll be okay, if I get this much, I'll have a list of games that I own and am interested in playing at some point, or that I might purchase in the future, and that will determine which games I play and when, sort of thing. If it's a cool system, and that's kind of the direction I want to take for these live streams in the future. So please consider becoming a patron so I can actually have funding that could actually go towards things. Anyway, there's also a bunch of little things you can do. I can't really. It actually be interesting idea for general engagement too. It's if you have a comment that suggests a particular game I can play that I might have interest in, then that could count as a certain amount toward things. because like engagement does like help with the YouTube algorithm. So I'm not sure how much of a system I'm gonna have of that right now. I'd probably also use like Google Docs or something to like make a list. Like I could, at some point, I'll probably establish a website, but I really want to wait until I have like enough patronage that to actually like justify having a website. Like patronage or even just followers, and subscribers to sort of justify expanding things and actually investing money into making this all work. But anyway, regardless of all that, thank you, and thanks for watching. And until next time, sayonara.